Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of Explore and Engage with Anam. In 2017, the city of Denver in the state of Colorado became a sanctuary city. And now, this sanctuary city is facing extreme challenges while dealing with the massive influx of undocumented immigrants. Tens of thousands of undocumented immigrants have made their way to the city of Denver. Over the past year, approximately 30,000 migrants made their way from the southern border to Denver. Reportedly, more than 2,600 migrants are now in the city's shelter system. There are many who are sleeping in tents on the streets of Denver. The city has spent more than 32 million US dollars on migrants so far, and many more millions could be spent in 2024. The pressure is rising as more and more migrants arrive in the city. The resources are stretched thin. My friends, there also is opportunity cost. When you spend $1 on undocumented immigrants, that dollar is not available to be spent elsewhere. Our country is in financial trouble already. There is widespread economic uncertainty. We have growing national debt. Healthcare costs are rising. Health insurance premiums are going up. Grocery items are now more expensive because of inflation. Gas price is high. Overall, our resources are limited. With tens of millions of dollars being spent on undocumented immigrants, there will be less money left for the American citizens living in the city of Denver. Denver is not the only city that is facing a migrant surge. New York City and Chicago are also seeing a flood of migrants entering the cities. And what do New York City, Chicago, and Denver have in common? These are all sanctuary cities. In a country of law and order, the concept of sanctuary city is completely absurd. It does not make any sense. In the United States, we believe in the rule of law, and those who support sanctuary city policies are supporting protecting undocumented immigrants from Immigration and Customs Enforcement. The liberal politicians who support the sanctuary city policies are basically supporting shielding undocumented immigrants from ICE. And ICE is Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Our nation's laws include our immigration laws. Anyone who violates our nation's immigration laws must face legal action. But sanctuary cities are protecting undocumented immigrants from Immigration and Customs Enforcement. In all of this, my friends, in all of this, everything that's going on, this crisis, this border crisis, this influx of undocumented immigrants, all of this is a serious situation. And who are the real victims? Let me ask you, who are the real victims in all of this? The real victims are the American people, including legal immigrants, the American citizens and legal immigrants legal immigrants are also victims. American citizens and legal immigrants are seeing their communities face financial problems and public safety challenges because of the border crisis and sanctuary city policies. The lives of American citizens and legal immigrants are being disrupted because of the border crisis. And if you think about the undocumented immigrants, the people who are traveling hundreds and even thousands of miles to get to the US-Mexico border, they are also not living a life of comfort. Many undocumented immigrants, as I mentioned, they are living in tents on sidewalks. They are also facing tremendous uncertainty. As winter approaches, these undocumented immigrants do not know if they will have a sound place to sleep and to get a shower. But we must not forget that these undocumented immigrants made a choice. They chose to leave their country of origin. They chose to violate American immigration laws. And they chose to enter this life of uncertainty in a foreign land. For these undocumented immigrants, the United States of America is a foreign land. It's a foreign land. And these migrants chose to come to this foreign land by violating immigration laws. And the migrants are facing an uncertain future. This is not beneficial for them either. The migrants are also suffering. So on one hand, the American citizens and legal immigrants are suffering because of the migrant crisis, because of the border crisis. And on the other hand, these undocumented immigrants are not living a peaceful life either. And this entire crisis, this whole situation, could have been avoided if the Biden administration would keep the southern border secure. Opening the gates to allow foreign nationals to walk in without visas is what resulted in this crisis. And human beings, regardless of their immigration status, regardless of whether they are US citizens or not, they are all suffering. As I mentioned, American citizens are suffering, legal immigrants are suffering, and undocumented immigrants are also suffering. There is widespread pain and suffering because of the Biden administration's policies. When will this crisis end? That's the question. When will this crisis end? Do you know the answer, my friends? Do you know the answer? Our country is facing tremendous crisis. The border is open, and since 2021, 6 million people have entered the United States by crossing the southern border without visa, without legal authorization. Our country is facing a severe crisis. And when will this crisis end? Do you know the answer? If you know the answer, please send me a message. Share with me your thoughts. Go to tossifanam.net, send me a message, share with me your views and opinions. And I want to thank you all for continuing to listen to my podcast. I appreciate it very much. And stay connected with me. Once again, my website is tossifanam.net. Once you are on my website, you can send me a message. You can read my blog. You can also check out a long list of published opinions. I have written many letters to editors and op-eds, and these writings have been published in many newspapers across the United States. And if you go to my website, tossifanam.net, you will find a section called Published Opinions. If you click on it, you will see, as of now, there are 97 pieces of writings that I have written that have been published in newspapers, and those writings are all listed on my website under Published Opinions. So please check it out. and stay connected with me. Once again, thank you for continuing to listen to my podcast. I hope to be back again soon with a new episode of Explore and Engage with Anam.